Transcription. Rewrite the given passage neatly in your notebook. Mention the kind of each sentence. Right? So what is the passage there? Trees and the forests are very important for us. The animals and the birds will also have nowhere to go without them. Let's go to the quote. Why should forests be destroyed for the construction of all kinds of buildings and skyscrapers? So this is a paragraph, actually a conversation that is converted into a paragraph from the lesson. Trees also can speak, isn't it? Yes. So now we need to identify the different sentences in that. Yes. Trees and the forests are very important for us. It's a sentence actually that belongs to the passage. Now, the animals and the birds will also have nowhere to go without them. The animals and the birds will also have nowhere to go without them. Let's go to the quote. Let's go to the quote. Why should forests be destroyed for the construction of all kinds of buildings and skyscrapers? Same sentence we are going to hear also. Right? So now what we need to do is we need to identify to which type of sentence do these sentences belong. We know four types of sentences are there, no? Assertive sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, exclamatory sentences, right? So assertive sentences are simple statements which starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Imperative sentences are sentences which convey order, request, command, forgiveness, etc. They also start with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. The third one is interrogative sentences which are used for actually asking questions, right? So they start with a capital letter and ends with a question mark. And exclamatory sentences are those sentences which are used for expressing certain feelings or expressions. They start with a capital letter, end with a exclamation mark, right? So now, the first sentence, trees and the forests are very important for us. So, it actually starts with a capital letter, ends with a full stop, and it is an assertive sentence, okay? Yes. So, that is an assertive sentence, isn't it? Yes. The animals and the birds will also have nowhere to go without them. It's also a common statement, common sentence, isn't it? Yes. That also starts with a capital letter, ends with a full stop. So this also is an assertive sentence. So we have one more assertive sentence here. Yes, dragged and dropped. Third, let's go to the quote. It's frightening the other person, isn't it? Let's go to the quote. Let's say in the quote. So what kind of a sentence is that? It's an imperative sentence, right? Imperative sentence. A sentence which is used for expressing commands, orders, threatening and all. Then, why should forests be destroyed for the construction of all kinds of buildings and skyscrapers? It's asking someone, isn't it? Someone is asking something to somebody else. So, it's a question and it has a capital letter and ends with a question mark. So, what kind of a sentence is that? Interrogative sentence, right? Yes. So, we have written all the four sentences from this particular paragraph. Trees and the forests are very important for us is an assertive sentence, is a common statement. Then the animals and the birds will also have nowhere to go without them. Also is a common statement, so we call it a assertive sentence. Let's go to the quote. Is a threatening. So that is a imperative sentence. Why should forests be destroyed for the construction of all kinds of buildings and skyscrapers? Is a question. So that is called an interrogative sentence. Right? So now I'll keep this screen the same for another minute for you so that yes, you can also have a look at these sentences once again. Right? So after that, when we read any sentence in English, say it a newspaper or a comic book or a textbook, you can check which kind of sentences are used there in that. Okay? writing skills. So it's composition again. Add your own words to complete the following sentences. Also state their times. So only half of the sentences are actually given here, and we will complete it based on what I think about it. Okay, you can write your own, no problem with that. And here, yes, we mentioned what kind of a sentence is that also. Fine. So the first one, I love to watch movies. So it's a common sentence starting with a capital letter, ending with a full stop, and that is a assertive sentence, right? Second one, I also like to play games. I also like to play games. It's also a common simple sentence. It's a capital letter here and a full stop here. So that is also an assertive sentence. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. So I'm expressing some feelings in me. Isn't it? Starts with the capital letter, ends with an exclamation mark. And what do you call a sentence which ends with an exclamation mark? It's called an exclamatory sentence. What do we call them? Exclamatory sentence, right? Okay. Next one, it's our duty to clean our surroundings. It's our duty to clean our surroundings. It's something like an order or a command, isn't it? You have to clear the dustbin. So if you have to make an order, command or request or something like that, then what kind of sentence do we use there? We use an imperative sentence. Then, why can't you wait for a while? Why can't you wait for a while? It's a question, isn't it? You're asking something to someone. And if you ask a question, then what kind of sentence is that? Is interrogative sentence. Okay? So, 5 sentences are there. Only part of that was given. The remaining part I have completed based on what I think. You can change it, no problem. But when you change it, make it sure that you mention what kind of sentence you write on this part of the page also. Okay? So, the first one is an assertive sentence. It's a simple common statement. The second is also an assertive sentence because that also is a common statement. Third is an exclamatory sentence because it's expressing an emotion or a feeling. The fourth one is an imperative sentence because it's about a command or a request or an order. The fourth one, a question, so that is an interrogative sentence. Clear? So I'll keep this screen the same for another minute for you so that you can read the questions, read the statements given here and copy only this part of the sentences, okay? Not the underlined part. Those areas without the underline, you can copy down in your notebook and complete that with your own wordings, okay? Right. Homework. So what's the homework given here? So imagine you went to a green forest for a nature walk with your family. Write a diary entry and describe what you saw there, how you felt, and what did you know like the most. You may be writing, you may begin your writing with today I went to a green forest in the morning with my family for a So what we need to do now is we need to make a diary entry. We need to make a diary entry. So you can take a sheet of paper, put the date on top, put today's date on top, and then write Dear Diary. Dear Diary, today I went to the green forest in the morning with my family for a picnic. Today I went to the green forest with my family for a picnic. Then after that, you can add your own parts like whatever you have seen over there, whatever you have done over there, how you would have felt there, all these things you can add to that. Like we reached there in the morning, there were some other families also there. We saw some students playing there, some kids were playing, so we too went and joined them. So one or two of those kids were so naughty. They had been continuously eating chocolates and throwing the wrappers down over there. Then another family brought a lot of fruits and all, and they cut these and all the waste were dumped here and there. They were not dumping them properly. Okay, and some students were so naughty that they even climbed the trees, broke its branches and all. Okay, then how you felt about it? As you felt a bit worried, you just moved out of it. You went into the green forest. There you found huge trees. You just walked around them. It was so fresh over there. It was so windy. It was so cool. And if you want, you can add some other incidents also. Like, for example, you just leaned against a tree and sat there thinking something or singing a song. Unfortunately, you fell asleep. So after some time, when you woke up, you saw your father, mother, and other people, the brother and the sister or somebody, they were in panic because you went missing. So you came back, you told them how you felt about it. Okay, and then your father might have told you something about the importance of trees and all, right? So in this way, you can write a diary entry, right? So we need to include these kinds of things. What happened there? When you went there, what did you see there? How did you feel about it? Some good things, some bad things, and what is your opinion about it? Okay, so that is how we make a complete diary entry. And at the end, when you take leave, you write your name. Okay, we start with the date, then calling dear diary. We describe whatever you want to say. At the end, your name. Right? Fine. So I will keep this screen the same for another minute so that you can have a look at it and copy this one sentence so that you can start with it. Okay? HICON or something that we have learned for our life from this lesson. So what is that? Yes, all living creatures including trees need care and should be treated with understanding. We all want to meet God, but we cannot find Him in noise and restlessness. God is the friend of silence. See how in nature, trees, flowers, grass grow in silence. See how the stars and the moon and the sun move in silence. We all need silence to be able to reach out to every soul. So something that we have to learn for our life is that just like how we treat about ourselves, we need to treat other things around also in the same way. It's not just that we have the right to live and others do not. See, we do a lot of things as if we are in search of one thing, that is a God. We make a huge, noises, sounds, musical programs, shoutings, isn't it? Yeah, during the time of festivals also we do the same thing. But with all these kinds of noises, it's not a godliness, but it is more a nuisance. Okay, see how the natural things are happening. The trees grow. Do they make a huge noise when they grow? No. When they bloom, when they bear the fruits, when the animals, birds and all, when they come and eat them. No. The sun rises, the moon rises, stars shine. Do they make any noise? No. So, making all these kinds of noises and all these kinds of things will never take us to the God, but being silent and do whatever we want to do and take care of the elements of nature around us, plants, animals, other human beings, natural elements, That is how we can be close to God. Okay. So destruction is not the method to reach a God or any success, but it can end up nowhere. The best way by which we can reach God is to take care of the nature, take care of the living things, the beings, the living beings around us, and serving them. Right?